Hello, MFC students. Welcome to Business Vocab in Use. This is Business Vocab in Use for 3.1 and 3.2, morning and afternoon. Evenings, I'm sorry. Today we will be working out of the book. This is the book. Look at your contents. This is your contents. And let's go to chapter 1. Chapter 1 is work and jobs. So go to chapter 1 in the book, work and jobs. What I use for my notes on the PowerPoint, I will put this in Google Classroom as well. But what I got from the book, and then I built my own on the PowerPoint. So you can either use the reference from the books or the reference from the PowerPoint. I also included a lot more stuff on the PowerPoint, so I suggest you use the PowerPoint. Let's go to chapter 1, page 10. If you are using the book, let's go to page 10, and I will show you the PowerPoint. Again, this is Business Vocab for MFC, Year 2, 3.1 and 3.2, morning and evenings, chapter 1 with me. Chapter 1 is work and jobs. The outline, what we're going to cover today is, what do you do? What do you do? We will work with word combinations with work as well. And we're going to talk about different types of jobs and types of work. I will also be describing to you different jobs and occupations and what they are. I'll have it in English and I'll have it in Pasalao as well, so you understand. What do you do? To find out what other people do for their jobs, ask, what do you do? What do you do, Kirsten? Up here on the left, this is Kirsten at work. What do you do, Kirsten? If you are asking someone for what they do at their work, at their jobs, for example, what do you do, Tom? What do you do, Anna? What do you do, Johnson? What do you do, Justin? Kirsten says, I'm a car designer. I work for a large European car maker. I work on car design. In fact, I run the design department and manage a team of designers. 20 people work under me. It's very interesting. One of my main responsibilities is to make sure that new model designs are finished on time. I'm also in charge of design budgets. Kirsten also says, I deal with a lot of different people in the company. I'm responsible for coordination between design and production. I work with managers at our manufacturing plants. So this is designing vehicles. This is the process of designing, when you draw and you make and you design how they are going to look like. This is the manufacturing plant, where you actually make the cars. And this is Kirsten at work. So some words that I want to cover is, I'm a car designer. Kirsten designed cars like this on her computer. She sits behind a desk. She also runs the design and manage team of designers. So she runs her design department. She is in charge of. She is the boss in the department. She manages a team of designers. So she has a team of 20 people that helps her design this car. She doesn't do it alone. Maybe she designs the outside of the car, and someone else designs the inside of the car. Maybe someone else designs the engine. Another person could design the tires. Someone else could design the lights, the trunk, maybe the windows. Everybody works together to design one car. It's very interesting. She likes her job. เข้าใจ interesting. I hope you do. One of my main responsibilities is to make sure new model designs are finished on time. So one of her main responsibilities, something that she has to do for her job, is that she has to make sure that the designs that they make are finished on time, in time for the next year of cars to be produced. She is also in charge of design budgets. So in designing, they also have to make sure that they only spend a certain amount of money. They cannot go over. So if they are designing like the Toyota Camry, they only set maybe 80,000 or 50,000, no, that's too much, 40,000 on designing the car. They cannot go over that budget because what they are selling it for maybe 50 or 60,000. If they go over too much, they spend too much money to design, they get less money for the car when they sell. So she has to make sure that they spend their money wisely on designing. She also works with many different people at the company. She has to coordinate. How do I coordinate? Coordinate means to set up, to plan with her design team and the production team. The design team design the cars. Production team, they make the cars. So she has to plan time to go meet with both people. The design team usually works in an office. The production team works at a manufacturing company or plant. So they work at Borisat. And she works with the managers at the manufacturing plants. What do you do? These are some important notes. Let's talk about in charge of. In charge of, you usually use a noun plus a verb ing. I am in charge of hiring new employees to join our team. I am in charge of hiring new employees to join our team. That is someone in HR, human resources. They are in charge of, they are supposed to hire new employees to join the team. Let's talk about responsible for. I am responsible for cooking delicious food for the customers. This is also a noun plus verb ing. I am responsible for cooking delicious food for the customers. So this person is a chef in a restaurant. They are supposed to cook very good food for customers who come and eat. Let's move on to responsibility. Responsibility is an infinitive plus the verb ing. One of my responsibilities is to make sure everyone gets paid. So this person is in charge of, they are responsible for making sure that everyone gets paid, their salary, their monthly salary. One of my responsibilities is making sure everyone is safe. This person is in charge of, is responsible for making sure that everyone is safe. So probably this person is the safety officer. Probably this one is the accountant. They have to make sure that everyone gets paid the right amount and on time. This person is making sure that everyone is safe, that no one gets hurt at work. Do not say, I'm all responsible. I'm all responsible, but I have responsibilities. That I am responsible. Yes, but you can say, I'm a responsible person. I'm a responsible person. ต่อไป Word combinations with work. Let's talk about if you work or you have work to do, that means you have a job. You have a job that you get paid, that you have money. do not say he or she has a work. He or she has a work. Cannot say. You can say he or she has a job. He or she has a job. If you want to use work, you can say he or she is working. He or she works. But if you want to use the word has or have, you have to say he or she has a job. They have a job. I have a job. Let's move down to work. Work is a place where you do your job. It's a location. Where do you go to work? I go to MFC to work because I teach. I'm a teacher. I teach at MFC Financial College and at Lao American College. So that is my workplace. So you don't say I'm at the work, batu. I'm going to the work, batu. You do not use the article the. Only say I'm at work. I'm at work. Or I'm going to work. I'm going to work or I'm at work. That is the proper terminology. Do not say I'm at the work or I'm going to work. ต่อไป Let's move on to Frank, who is a bank teller. He works at the bank in New York City. Word combinations with work. Some phrases with work. Hi, I'm Frank. I work in a bank in New York City. Hi, I'm Frank. I work in a bank in New York City. I leave for work at 7:30 every morning. I leave for work at 7:30 every morning. I go to work by train and subway. I go to work by train and subway. I get to or I arrive, they both mean the same thing. I get to, I arrive at work at about 9. I'm usually at work till 6. I'm usually at work till 6. Luckily, I don't get ill very much. So, I don't often take off work. I'm sorry, this is batu. But me, I'm just I only. Luckily, I don't get ill very much. So, I don't often take off work. The economy is growing fast and more people are in need of work more than ever before. The percentage of people who are out of work has fallen to its lowest level for 30 years. This is just a fact. Don't worry about this. ต่อไป Types of job and types of work. We have full-time work. Full-time work are jobs that allows you to work the whole time of the normal working hour. Like you work about 8 hours a day. Here in Laos, you work about 8 hours a day, about 40 hours a week. That is your full-time work hours, regular. So if I work 40 hours a week, I work full-time. I work 8 hours a day, I work full-time. Anything less than that, if I only work 7 hours or 6 hours, part-time. If I only work 30 hours a week, part-time. 15 hours a week, part-time. Anything over 40 hours is overtime. That's something different as well. Overtime, working hours. I don't know if here in Laos you can do overtime and you get paid extra. In America, if you work overtime, you get paid more money. Let's talk about the different shifts. We have first shift, second shift, and third shift. When you work full-time, people usually work between first shift, second shift, or third shift. First shift consists of the mornings into the afternoons. So about 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 10 p.m. to 6 p.m., 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Second shift are afternoon and evening hours. 2 p.m. until 10 p.m., 1 p.m. until 9 p.m., 3 p.m. until 11 p.m. That is afternoon and evening, and evening hours. Let's move on to third shift. Third shift are your night hours. Your night hours where you work from around 10 p.m. to about 6 a.m. in the morning. We usually call that the graveyard shift. That's your third shift, people. Here we're going to move on to part-time jobs. Part-time jobs are jobs that allows you to work for less than the whole time of the normal working hour. I already explained before. If you are working less than 40 hours a week, it's part-time. If you are working less than 8 hours a day, that is part-time. Part-time, like if you are going to school right now and you have a job after school, that is part-time. If you have 2 different jobs and you work less than 8 hours a day, those are 2 part-time jobs. Here's what you say. He or she works full-time. He or she works full-time. He or she works part-time. That tells people if you are a full-time staff or employee, or if you are part-time staff or employee. Moving on, we're talking about permanent, temporary, and seasonal jobs. Permanent jobs. Permanent job is a stable job where you don't stop working after a fixed period of time. Like permanent job. Like me, working as a teacher, I have a permanent job. I teach every day. I teach from Monday to Friday. That is also my full-time job because I do it full-time. Temporary jobs. Temporary jobs are unstable jobs where you stop working after a fixed period of time. Like temporary job, like people who go work as a server at a restaurant. That is not permanent because they only work for a little bit and then they quit and then they go to a different job. Those are temporary jobs. Permanent jobs has more to do with your careers. If you have a career and a job, it's also different as well. If you are a career, you love your job, you love what you do, you go to school and you graduate to do your job, that is your career. A job is Viet Thamada is a job that you just go to so you have money to spend and you don't like it that much and you only go because you have to go. Let's go to seasonal jobs. Seasonal jobs are unstable jobs where you only work during certain times of the year. Like your parents, some of your parents are farmers. Those are seasonal jobs because there's only a certain time of the year where they can plant their crops, where they can harvest their crops. During the rainy season, they can't go to the garden to farm. And after the harvesting season, they don't farm until the next year when they start planting again. So those are seasonal jobs. You can say he or she has a permanent job. He or she has a temporary job. He or she has a seasonal job. You can also say, I am looking for a permanent job. I'm looking for permanent work. I'm looking for temporary work. I'm looking for seasonal work. Scratch this A out. This is my fault. These are different kinds of jobs. These are the pictures. I will show you the Lao writing and the English writing. I will go through each one. Waiter and waitress. Waiter and waitress. These are waiter and waitress. They work at a restaurant. They serve you food. They take your order. They bring you your food. These are the waiter and waitress. Paramedic. Paramedic are the people who come to help you in the Luthomal, in the ambulance. If pretend there's a motorbike accident, the paramedics, they come in the ambulance van and they take the people who are hurt to the hospital. These are the paramedics. I don't know how to say it in Lao, but I have it in writing so you can read for yourself. Dentist. Dentist is someone who works with your teeth. They either clean your teeth or put braces on you. These are your dentists. They work at the dental clinic. This is the train conductor. This is the driver of the train. Look fine. So these are the train conductors. Continuing on to the nurses. These are the nurse that works in the hospital. ต่อไป electrician. Electrician. An electrician works with ไฟฟ้า. They deal with the electricity, wiring the electricity in your house. They work with the electrical lines outside. These are electricians. Continuing on, these are doctors. Doctors. This is Naimao in Longban, in Hong Mall. ต่อไป we have businessman and businesswoman. I don't know that word in Lao, but these are people that likes to do business. Continuing on, we have painters. Here in Laos, many of you think you call painters who are the people who paint your houses, paint your hotels. Those are not real painters. Real painters are people who draws and then who colors and paints their paintings. These are these are painters. Mechanic. Mechanics are the people who fixes your motorbike or your automobile or your car. These are your mechanics. Magician is someone who does magic for a show. These are your magician. Lifeguard is somebody who, if you go swimming and you're drowning, you cannot swim at the swimming pool, the lifeguard will come and save you. Lifeguard. A clown is the person with a white face and a red nose in a circus. They entertain people. A lot of children have them at their birthday parties because they like clowns. This is Oxian, clown. ต่อไป housekeeper or maid. That is your maid. Your gardener or your landscaper. That is not your maid, but that is, they take care of your garden outside. They take care of the landscaping outside of your house. That is the gardener and landscaper. Professional athlete. Professional athlete is someone who is a pro football player, professional basketball player, professional soccer player. These are professional athletes. Excuse me. All of you are students. It's not really a job, but people here in Laos like to think so. So when they ask you, what do you do? I am a student. You don't get paid to be a student, but it's part of what you're doing right now, so it's part of your work. Surgeons is your Naimo Pai. These are the ones that at the hospital where they have to open you up and look inside to see what's wrong with you so they can fix you. Surgeon. Security or security guards. Here in Laos, there are security guards everywhere. Security guards to guard your house, your ban. Security guards to guard the school. Security guards to guard the hotel. Security guards. Security. ต่อไป secretary. A secretary is someone who works in an office, who does the paperwork and they file the paperwork. This is a secretary. A soldier is someone who is taha. They are taha, and in the army they are soldiers. A repairman is someone who fixes everything in your house. They can fix anything from your microwave to your appliances to your refrigerator, your washing machine. These are repairmen. They even fix your door, your doorknob, your air conditioner. Well, those could be someone else too. ต่อไป scientists. The scientists, they do research so they can find new things in the science field. Scientists. These are models. Models are supermodels. They appear in magazines or in commercial. Call. Continue on. Forest ranger. This is Tambloa at the forest. Forest ranger. They take care of the forest and make sure everybody follows the rules of the forest, and they do not kill certain animals in the forest. These are forest rangers. Engineers. I'm sure you all know what engineers are. Supervisor, managers, boss. These are all your different types of khona at your work. Farmer. This is what a lot of your parents are. Farmers. These are your flight attendants and your air hostess. Flight attendant and air hostess. These are your burikan up on the airplane. They work on the airplane. News reporter. These are people who report news on the TV. News reporter. Professor and teachers. Professors, Ajahn, teachers are Kuba. Because professors, they have a degree and they are specialized in their field. So they go to school for a long time to be professors. Most professors, they teach at college or university levels as well. Teachers are Tamada, Ajahn, are Tamada Ku. They teach from Anuban to Maljet to high school. And here we have police officers. Police officer are Tamblua. Police officer. This is the last page, I hope. Postal man or postal worker. These are people who work at the Paisani. They take care of your mail. And then you have to go pick up your mail. Postman, for us in America, we have someone who delivers us our mail to our house. You don't have that here because many of your houses don't have address numbers. ต่อไป photographers. Photographer are people who takes pictures, professional pictures of you. Pilot is someone who drives the airplane. You don't drive the airplane, you fly the airplane. Pilot. Novice. These are the different levels of monk. Novice means this. I don't know what it is in Lao. Monk is this in Lao. And then high monk. These are the high-ranking monk officials. They are this word. And this is a nun. Is a mekhawa. A white lady. Nun. Fireman or firefighter. They put out fire in the city. Fireman, firefighter. You also have carpenter. A carpenter is someone who builds things, mostly houses and structures. An architect is the design team. Architect, they draw how to build a house. They draw how to build a road. They draw how to build a bridge. The architect designs, the engineer designs, and then the carpenter, they make. Construction worker. All of you should know construction worker because anybody can be a construction worker here in Laos. You work on houses, you work on buildings, you work on making the roads, the highways. These are all construction workers. And this concludes our lesson for Chapter 1. I'll see you next week, and we'll continue with Chapter 2 with ways of work. Don't forget that I will be assigning a homework attached to this video in the Google Classroom, and I'll assign this to your class. Let me exit and go back to... So, this is the end of this week's class. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you will use it on this homework that I'm going to assign. I will see you next week.